Okay, so last time we sort of had enough gold, obviously, like now we almost are gonna have enough gold for two 10k drafts. But I think I'd rather do it that way. I'll save up in a minimalistic sense just to sort of always have an excess. So even if I go 0 and 3 in the draft, which of course would never happen. I don't know if it has happened in this game, maybe once, but generally I've been averaging like 2 to 3 wins, which maybe doesn't seem so bad because the max wins you have here is like 7. Or like the one I should do now is the one that you played 3 games regardless of record, because my time is always so limited with the series, but it's still a 10k draft. Hey stars, how's it going? Uh, so basically, I was rewarding red. Every episode, we would do like a little round robin where each color gets its try, or at least between green, white, and red. So somehow red did well, but then we got screwed by having to play as it for a long time, and then we realized how bad the dragons are. So I've pretty much given up on the dragons. I'll try to do goblins for it. The problem is a lot of them require the gold ticket. So even though I have a mythic wild card, I don't have a gold wild card, unfortunately. Do I? Yeah, I have 0 rare. And so I'll mess around with that a little bit. It'll be my first time playing as that. Basically, my first time playing as an aggro deck, too. But I won't be able to make a lot of the key ones. Maybe I'll mix it with the dragons a little bit. But despite my title, I won't be able to go full goblin. Yeah, I'll keep this 10k sort of in reserve, almost like my PVZ strategy, where I'll keep like 500 gold, 500 gems in reserve in case something comes up that I want. And that's worked out really well for me. That legendary pack that I couldn't have gotten otherwise, any event card I could get, even though people were yelling at me, telling me not to do that. And then, what else did I buy? I bought like some kind of special pack last time for the Smash. Do I know where you are? You might have said. I can't remember though exactly where. Definitely not Sydney because you were complaining about something to do with Sydney. Blue and black spells. So I'm going to be playing pretty much as red only. I'll give it the benefit today. Where just like, so please give me a quest I can do. White or green. Okay, fine. Maybe I'll do a little bit of green. But that's as far as they go with formats in this. The one thing I was kind of sad about last time that I don't know how I'm going to resolve is I really want this one card back from the reward track. It was that black one that looks awesome, but I can't get it because I'll never get enough orbs. I'd have to buy this, which of course I'm free to play, so I'm not going to obviously spend money on it, but that would at least give me one orb, or maybe it wouldn't. Wait, it doesn't even give an orb, so even if I did that, I'd still be fucked. What the hell? Because yeah, at most I'm going to get to rank 25. So actually, there's no way for me to do it. I'd have to get to rank 35, which you saw like last time was a longer than average episode too, like a 3-hour episode. How the hell would I do that? I guess I'd have to play like every day. But yeah, you'd have to go. I already have one. Then you need rank 15, rank 25, rank 35. And even buying that wouldn't help you. There are no orbs there. That's so weird. They always troll you with this later part of it. Yeah, we'll kind of just play a bunch of random decks. I'm not really trying to do anything in particular. I will give green the I'll give red the precedent. But I guess I'll still go between the two. If I lose, I'll switch. I'll just exclude white because I'm getting sick of it. I gave it a chance, but it sucks even worse than I thought. I think I've said enough for you to know if you pieced it together. I don't know. I can't remember everything, but let's see. So we could just make something new altogether, or maybe this is what it was meant to be. Yeah, this is kind of what I was trying to do. This might work better if it was a 40 card deck, though, instead. Yeah, what other goblins are there? Some of these are in there just because they're goblins, not because they're even good. But clearly I could have better things for that. But some of the best ones, like I said, they don't require mythic wild cards. They require... Let's see if there is a mythic one, though. I'll even commit to it like that. Even though my overall format for this game is I want to craft every green card in the game. But even if I committed to that, that would be like the win condition. That's when the series would end. But that basically means that I'll just play it forever, which is fine. That one's gold. There's a couple guys who almost seem like they could be mythic, but then they're actually gold. You can't remember like ones that just summon more tokens for every goblin you have, summon another goblin, stuff like that. Ones with menace can be pretty good. Like this one looks good. 3 mana, 3/2. It's actually not that good though. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that many cards to use here. It seems like there's 0 that are actually mythic. For once, I would actually want them to be. It's not like it's going to be that hard to... Yeah, see, like, this guy's pretty good. Whenever it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter and then create a number of 1/1s equal to its power. And there's another one like that that just summons more, like doubles the amount you have. I can't find him now. Oh yeah, like Squee the Dubious Monarch maybe. Whenever it attacks, create a 1/1 token that's tapped and attacking. You may cast it from the graveyard. That's still not the one I'm thinking of. Did I have a good dinner? Yeah, I had Domino's. What did you have? Wait, since our times are so different, how could we both have dinner at the same time? This guy's pretty good. Create, once again, gold. So there's nothing I can... Or you know what I could do? I could buy a whole bunch of packs. How many packs would it take for me to get? Domino's in Australia sucks. Create a 1/1 X11 where X is the number of goblins you control. This guy can get out of hand like really crazy. I've lost to him pretty badly before. There's one more guy who's like a king or something sitting on a throne. Yeah, this guy. Muxus. God damn it. Why did they have to cuck me with the... I've almost never bought packs, actually. I don't want to waste my precious... the gold that I've saved up on doing that. What would it be if I wanted to buy it with gems? Would it even let me do that? I've never tried to do it like that. It's like 260, one mythic pack. Get 3 packs for 600. You know what? Let's do that because I'm not using the gems for anything anyway, and I'll just sort of be gold rich, I guess. All I want this to do is sort of rotate and give me a gold wild card because of what I had last night. I had Frankfurt's nice. Okay, so we have to go here, do a little free-to-play mini pack opening. I want to do at least one 10k draft per expansion. That might be the highest expectation I can have. So I would need 3 more, so I still can't do it. Damn it. Why does it have to be that it's the exact color that I just don't have? Or I guess I could buy like one more. I'll at least have one of these ace cards to play. Almost like that Krenko guy or whatever his name is. Okay, fine. We can buy one of them, right, for 1,000. That at least on a guaranteed fixed rotation. The luxury of having excess gold. I could get a whole bunch more if I really wanted to. Let's immediately spend it. I'm being pretty disciplined about not spending this mythic card, though. Because apparently there are no mythic goblins in the whole game. So let's try to remember what they were again. I'm not good at remembering names, even in games that I have played for a long period of time. The one that double, because the thing with that is I could just sit back and not attack and then keep summoning more, which some of these games are slow paced enough to do that. This guy's very good. When it attacks, put a +1. The problem is it has to attack, which it might be blockable and easy to kill. And so here, oh no, it's this guy. You can just do it, right? So that guy's amazing, 4 cost. And then this guy is also amazing. When he enters the battlefield, reveal top 6 cards. Put all goblin creatures with the mana value 5 or less, which is pretty much all of them, onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+1 till the end of the turn for each other goblin you control. That guy's good, but I think I'll go with the other guy for now. We can do that with the next one. Or no, wait, I got 2 though. How did I get 2? Not that I'm complaining. We can make them both. That's weird. We just magically, it must have been from the act of opening a pack itself. At least those give me some sort of win condition or high value stuff. We argue we don't have enough lands in here either. Let's get rid of some of these duplicate. I don't know how you get rid of just one. It'll get rid of all of them when I do that. A lot of these are not very good value, but surprisingly, they're still better value than the dragons. But I guess that's not too hard to believe. Goblin Gathering is pretty good. I mean, all this is relative. Right, so what... you shouldn't need that many land, though. That's my whole idea with this deck. 14, 15 land should be enough. And the reason why is because everything is so low cost anyway. So let's give it a try. If we do lose, I'll play as green, so we'll keep switching back and forth just for the sake of... The good thing about this is it'll be so fast-paced. Even if you know you're going to win or lose very quickly. Either you rush him down or you just die. So there's no sense of this half-ass mid-range style of play. Okay, so this is not good. You definitely have to start with some land because of how land-starved you're going to be. And some of these are actually pretty good value. Like, That guy's 4, that guy's 4, but he's not really good value. Your only win condition here is to rush them down. That's it. Or arguably those 2 cards we just added. It doesn't give you 2 wild cards of the color once you get there, right? Obviously, because then it would give you 2 mythic. Because I still don't know how that mechanic works. It's kind of on a fixed rotation, though, which some people might like, some people might dislike. When Hobgoblin attacks, if you attacked with another creature with 6 or greater this combat, gains first strike. Doesn't really matter now. This guy was actually in my other deck, too, just because he's a decent value card, I guess. 2 mana, 2/2, which in Dragon Standard is amazing. Like, half the Dragon cards exist to try to reduce the cost of the other ones, which tells you how bad this archetype really is. Haste Enlist, whenever it enlists a non-token creature, you may something. I forget how the enlist mechanic even works. You should probably just go in because whenever it becomes blocked, it'll make another one. What does enlist even mean? I forget. As it attacks, you may tap a non-tagging creature without summoning 60s. When you do add its power, the power part doesn't matter, though, because it's still going to trade in. No, I think I'd rather just do 3 attacks. I always am shocked how few viewers this has on Twitch. Not that you can measure a game by that alone, but compared to Hearthstone and other games, it just feels like it deserves more, especially considering it's an all-encompassing category, not just for this game. Like, this version of the game, I mean. It's just, like, so ubiquitous with card games that you can't really help it. So anybody who has healing, anybody who has board clear, AoEs, anybody who has a win condition, all of those circumstances will cause them to win, basically. But even with this lack of land, it's still okay because most of my stuff is going to be low cost. I've been very lazy in this playthrough of, like, making decks. I'll just, never mind the fact that I don't like to net deck and stuff like that. Just in general, I won't take time. I'll just be like, I'll play the same one over and over. It seems like the same game as yesterday's. I mean, they're both card games, but that's about all. And that was sort of inspired by this in some ways. Although, ironically, the presentation of this digital game is at least inspired by that in turn. I just always love card games. So, like, how many series right now am I doing that are card games? I have Monday is one, Sunday is one, Friday is one. I have at least like 3 or 4 going on at all times usually. Other Goblins, usually it was like Yu-Gi-Oh! Before that I would have, but now I kind of got sick of it. What type of pizza was it? Oh no, I don't even like their pizza actually. I got their pasta. Pasta and like some kind of garlic bread thing. Other Goblins you control get +1/+1 is pretty good. Go ahead, go face is the place. It'd be weird if their hand really burns out, or why are they deliberately doing that? That kind of scares me, that they know they have heals and stuff. They're not going to out-damage me. Yeah, we have some decent value cards actually in this. Maybe I should have tried something like this earlier. Or like my green deck, which is more mid-rangey, which is always my style in card games, Kaiba-esque. Even though you might not think that it is, though, because you summon something big and you expect to win with that. It's not really how card games actually work. But basically, it's the idea that you're able to that turned into an aggro deck kind of anyway because of the fact that you kind of have to, right? You're not going to win any other way, so just deal with it. It's weird that he would do this. Although with that one, I'm not so sure, but the +1/+1, I don't really care about that. Or Vigilance would kind of screw you over because then you can't really do anything about it. Goblins you control get +1/+0 to haste till end of turn. Whenever it attacks, if you attacked with other creatures 6 or more, create a 1/1 that's tapped and attacking. Kind of the same effect, I guess. Go face, he's getting low, but this is kind of, it's such a low bar to try to do 20 damage. Even Hearthstone, which is supposed to be a casualized version of this game, has 30 health. So you would be so stunned as a Hearthstone player. This game is deeper and more complex than Hearthstone. Also, you have 20 health instead of 30, but yet it somehow still works. There's like not as many cards that do damage to the face and stuff like that. or they're like a lot more expensive than they should be. Pepperoni is the best. I kind of just like plain usually. Or I love Pizza Hut. I don't really like a lot of the other ones. Like Little Caesars is garbage. I don't know if you have those there either. Goblin Gathering. So we really got screwed on land despite my insistence that you shouldn't really need it. So the ability there is to give it haste, which... I mean, again, you're still trying to get this stuff through, but he would basically kill me, wouldn't he? He would basically kill me. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Create a 2/2 token. 2, 4, 6. So yeah, why did I even think that was a good idea? Or it wouldn't have mattered. Gotta go face all the way. We got him relatively low. I think I didn't get enough land. I guess I could get rid of some of these to try to make way for that, but I don't know how many lands is really appropriate for an aggro deck. It should be around 15. Let's do my usual hexproof thing. We have gotten to play Carnage Tyrant at least a couple times. There was that big mystery moment with all my card game series. Like I got Dark Matter Dragonfruit, I got Carnage Tyrant, and I got Sargeras. And I was like, between each of these series, because the episodes are so short, and because I do it on some sort of permadeath rotation or whatever, then I said, which one am I actually going to get to play first? So I still haven't played Sargeras, because I only played it for a couple episodes, that deck with him in there, and somehow I never got around to actually playing him. I had him in my hand, I burned him, all these other things, but I never got to put him out there. And then I didn't get to play... or no, I did get to play Dark Matter Dragonfruit, like thinking about when I first got it. But it took me a while to actually play that Carnage Tyrant. Yeah, we're kind of giving up on Sarkhan for now. Those dragons are just so shitty. And sure, I could make like a mythic one, but you gotta pay a mythic wild card to get a 4/4 dragon for 4 mana, like just to get decent value stuff. You know why you and all the US have much water in your toilet bowls? I'm not sure, actually. Why? Do other parts of the world have less? I guess I never thought about it. Because our diet is so bad and we have to abuse it a little more, or what? I've never heard anything about that. Yes, look up Australian toilets. Okay. I won't show it, but Australian toilet. Let's see. American toilet, Australian toilet, they look pretty similar. Or, oh, the water level is a little bit... It's showing like reptiles and shit in there. What is it trying to prove? What is the difference? Always have a button to flush. Americans prefer levers. The button works better. What is the slang word for a toilet in Australia? Yeah, let's see if you can answer that. I'm sure you can. I don't know what the exact difference... Wait, why are we just bugged out? There's bears just on the other side of the board. Now, is this going to count as a loss somehow or what, dude? Okay, so here you obviously need land. I never really liked this guy, but it's obviously important. This is just like a very... This deck sums up everything about my identity as a card gamer. Like... doing stuff that your opponent can't counter, like hexproof, they can't target it, playing on the board, forcing them to beat you on the board because they can't play out of their hand, at least to an extent. Mid-range, high-value stuff, good cost, you know, 5 mana, 10/10. Just everything about this color and this deck is amazing, but it's not actually that good quality. Even mana-generating minions I kind of like, but they're maybe not as good value as you sometimes think. Almost want to get that skeleton pet. I'm sure he'll be there in October. That was like the one format I thought about doing with this game, but now I've turned into a casual gamer by dictate of my sometimes my inability to do stuff at a high level anymore, kind of. Because if you look at what my series are now, I would always have formats with everything, right? But now I don't with certain series. So if I count the number of days in the week that I stream every day, which ones don't have a format? Magic, there's really no format. I just kind of play it. I sometimes do permanent, you know, round robins with my colors, but there's no real format or lose condition or win condition to the series in a direct sense. chess tomorrow is not going to have a win condition anymore either, because it's going to be a case where I'm just going to kind of play chess games and that's about it, right? Because I failed that chess.com one third strikes the whatever, 3 strikes and you're out. Then Wednesday is going to be a random game, so that's also not going to be a format. And then finally it's going to be a case where Thursday is actually a proper format, like a permadeath, first playthrough permadeath. Friday is a hard mode, so that's fine. The second series on Friday has a no crafting challenge. So Thursday and Friday have a format. Saturday is just playing a random game, so that technically doesn't count as a format either. And then what else? Sunday is obviously a format because Arc is like a first playthrough permadeath. Hearthstone doesn't really have one. So how many days don't have one? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3. Then Saturday. So 4 out of 7 days don't even have a format to them. Sacrifice a creature. I guess this guy's useless. Saturday is well, what I mean is, like, because it's random, it's not really like a committed it's not like a committed format with like a failure state. It's just kind of a random thing like that. You buy food in your pharmacies. Yeah, they have kind of everything usually. Yeah, they're usually mixed together. Grocery will have usually a pharmacy. Pharmacy will have, yeah, there's really no such thing as a pharmacy just by itself. Like, this is just not considered economical. Like, why would they waste building a whole building just for that? So it'll just be like a section in a store with other stuff. You know, it's just like another department. They'll have a pharmacy department, food department, clothing department, like just different areas. This is not such a bad spot, but this always makes me think it's a bad thing. Like, oh no, it's that yellow icon, but it just means it can't be blocked, which is good. Not that you can be blocked by that anyway, and of course this isn't black. So that must mean that, like, black, even if it's a hybrid, it doesn't have to be 100% black. I work retail, and next to me they have a pharmacy, but they still have their own independent stores. Yeah, I guess that can be the case sometimes, but you don't really see that often here. Okay, dude, hurry up. But yeah, like, the big rage here is just fast food. Like, it might be like that everywhere nowadays, but it definitely feels like people spend, like, so much money on food. Even I'm kind of like that, but I kind of make it last. Like, I'll buy a $10 thing and it'll last me, like, the whole day sometimes or whatever. But I don't cook. I don't, you know, really do anything. I don't eat, like, home-cooked food, so I just kind of always get something outside. Which might be, like, a stereotype, but it's actually pretty fair because it's so convenient. Your small is our large. Yeah, kind of, but hopefully they charge you a proportional amount, too. Maybe it's not that extreme, but it's definitely different. Talk about first world problems. Like, you're certainly not. And then people play victim that way too. Like, oh no, now we're suffering health problems because of it. But it's like, it's your choice. You don't have to. You don't have to eat it. Okay, hurry up, dude. Basically just do each of these decks until they lose, but I can rotate freely between them. This is one of the sickest card backs. I'm so glad I got it from doing that 10K draft, the 30th anniversary, just by sheer chance. See, that's another reason why I keep the 10K in my back pocket, because what if one comes up at a particular time that I want to do, which really has never happened, right? Most of them are just generic ones that you can do seemingly any time. This I'm doing mainly for the daily quest, not that I need any excuse to play green. 10 out of 20, white or red, and then 40 creature spells, which obviously that's what my style of play dictates anyway. We did get a couple of the good goblins, so I do kind of want to see Yeah, see, even when we're not playing as goblins, we're still playing as green, which is, you know, the color of a goblin, so we're still obsessed with it. I like how a lot of these games have sort of meta and wiki like resources built into them now. Like, yeah, look at the codex and we'll tell you, or whatever, in Hearthstone, we'll give you these deck recipes that are totally meta and top tier, where it just kind of feels like Carnage Tyrant. Those two would be kind of a good combo later. Yeah, you know, this is one of the coolest effects, though, in the game. Just that it forces everything to attack, because it's a game where you can't attack minions freely. And so they'll just hide behind buffs and stuff, and you can never do anything about it unless you have removal, which for me basically means you just can't do it, because I never have removal. Or, like, just rebukes and stuff like that. You take off your shoes when you enter someone's house. Also, if someone enters your house and they don't take off their shoes, is it rude? You know, that's just more a preferential thing. Like, some people do it, some people don't. It's not really like a big deal. In certain cultures, like, you know, because stuff like that is kind of hard to judge, because it's not like an American or not American thing. Like, I know Indian people who do that, so they always like to take their shoes off, and they consider that respectful. But it just depends, like, who you're asking, I guess. Whatever we do here will be Galta. I looked up 20 things 20 things only Americans do and think is normal. Yeah, but you could say the same thing about other countries, I guess, because there's probably things, you know, everyone does that they think is normal. At least that's the name of the website you're on. It's hard to stereotype America because its population is so incredibly diverse compared to everywhere else. You know, people are always surprised by that statistic, but most countries in the world are the same. Like, you know what I mean? Like, most of the people in them are the same race or whatever of the country, the 75+%. Freedom, stereotype, guns. Okay, dude. I mean, that is certainly a very misused stereotype that people don't actually understand sometimes the basis behind it. I'd love to see China or India face that statistic if they, you know, with their populations. I wonder what would happen. But it's always like some small European country that says, oh, haha, we ban guns and therefore we don't have them. Meanwhile, they have like 1/15 the population, so it doesn't really bear out still very well. Sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color. You do Galta again, I guess. You gotta just keep attacking with the Carnage Tyrant. I don't want to like overcommit, but it's also kind of just, you know, you got to kind of put the pressure on. Military, yeah, military spending is insane, but I guess that's okay. China and India have the, yeah, that's what I mean. So if they had the same sort of freedom and access to those, you don't think they would have a lot of problems that way too? So it's sort of a misguided thing that you're criticizing, because there's no other country to compare it to when it comes to that. Fuck, I kind of screwed up because that guy's gonna keep getting buffed. Speaking of, the turtle would save me, but they don't. That's the point. So you can't say it's the fault of that. That's so stupid, though. That's like a circular argument. You can't say that that would be better if you don't know then. But instead they'll compare it to something else. They'll say like, oh, well, you know, this small European country, right, will be the basis for some discussion. You have to compare something with equal population, but there is no such example. That's what I'm saying. So in that sense, it might not be as bad as it seems, because, I mean, it is obviously bad, but always this boss shit, dude. This is even why I was trying to make the white deck myself. Yes, but you can use percent. Yeah, but still. Oh yeah, we'd have to pay the 2 and then use it, which is totally worth it to do, actually, because now my guy's no longer hexproof, which I'd rather give up that ability. But now you can just go full Buck Wild. I'd rather be doing with the Goblins, but hey, I'll take it. We're not even trying to win these games. We're trying. Oh no, I should have just. He would have had to at least sack it. and watch him still come back. There's so many with my theory. It's not even a theory. It's just people sometimes use improper statistics or very bad comparisons. This will still be okay, I guess. I maybe shouldn't have held back so much, but the healing is just so fucking annoying. Now, I'm still not going to be able to do anything about those. Look at this shit, dude. For a while. So let's just go all in. We didn't even have that much land, really. It was just more a case of, you know, we have these mana generating minions. Do you prefer tax how we do it or how you do it? I actually don't know how you do it. It's kind of pretty convoluted here. Although there's some states where it's pretty good, like Florida, Texas. But like where I live, New York is pretty annoying. Okay, I'm happy with him at least sacking his stuff. He almost shouldn't do that. You just have to bite the bullet a couple turns. Well, I guess there he had no choice because of Trample. For fuck's sake, dude. This guy is the poster child for all the decks I don't like and why I hate white so much. Okay, what else do we have, dude? Okay, do with both of these and just kind of deal with it. If he wants to not block it, that's okay with me. You almost have to. Like this deck, I could never beat with the Goblin deck. It's just impossible. The dude is out healed like 1,000,000 damage already. It's so stupid. We do it where everything you buy is taxed instead of you having to do it once a year. But see here, we kind of do both, right? Everything you buy is taxed, but also they do it at the end of the year. That's what's stupid about it. If you get a paycheck, you get it taxed. That can sometimes happen here for certain things, but it depends, I guess, on the job. I've never seen, like, in this game, like, a Grim Patron issue where the animation lasts longer than the... Oh, no, sometimes it does with some of those infinite loops, but... Yeah, look how this guy's just carrying me, the tribe. Okay, this should pretty much be it. I can't imagine... Like, come on. That could be a big mistake, actually, but... You're gonna take a lot of damage, aren't you? I probably shouldn't have done it. See, that block is kind of meaningless because you're still gonna take 11. Fuck's sake. He's just gonna keep out healing it though. And of course I don't have any sort of I don't have any sort of thing like removal for this. And see, pretty soon it's gonna be where I can't remove it at all because it's just gonna keep getting buffed forever. This is the most cancer deck in the whole game because you just see it way too often. It doesn't even mean it's that good, although it is pretty good for this level. It's gonna heal 1,000,000 times over. He still doesn't have the balls to attack. Here, go ahead, kill this stupid chick. But like, okay, what are you gonna do then? Are you gonna trade it or not? Like, you have to do something. You watch TV, will you get ads for prescription drugs? Yeah, sometimes. Moon Dancer. Whenever you gain life, put a +1. Oh, no. I mean, hey, go ahead and attack, dude. You're going to have to block with it still. Like, shouldn't I be able to attack with everything and win? But the only reason why I can't is because of this clown healing. I'm still going to lose. This is what's so stupid about it. I won't be able to ever deal with that. Got to draw into my whole deck and get like 1,000,000 rebukes. Yeah, so now mathematically you wouldn't win because he would block the 12-12. I just can't do anything. So idiotic. Kind of surprised him with the rebuke a little bit. Apparently that only happens in the USA and New Zealand. I mean, they always say in the ad, talk to your doctor to get a prescription. So it's not like they're trying to, you know, deceive you or something. Healthcare. Yeah, it's not really as bad as people say. Like, there is a lot of Medicare, Medicaid type stuff. I don't know how he gets so stereotyped that there isn't anything like that. No costs are the cards of over 60% of all bankruptcies. That is surprising. That might be a little bit of an older statistic, but right from Watch Mojo, really? Okay, now we have such a big board. You can't possibly block all of it. I'm going to trust that that's good enough. And if it's not, then I don't give a shit. Like, how? How could you survive this? I don't even want to do the math, but, like, it makes no fucking sense. Okay, so you'll take 5, 9, 12. So stupid. Look at the size of the board we had to do that. Because they own the website. That's fine. So is the daily quest done? I still will keep going until I lose, though, out of respect and deference for this. Yeah, I want one of these card backs so badly, but I can't figure out how to do it. Because, like, think about what level I would have to get to each episode. We did one episode and we got to rank 6, which doesn't seem so bad. Wow, if I do that every time, right? Because you have the whole season to do it. But it's also a case where, you know, it's just very hard to do. I mean, it just takes forever. You prefer Imperial or metric system? I do prefer our system for certain things, but the metric system is definitely more common. Like all around the world, or like even Celsius, Fahrenheit, stuff like that. I think Fahrenheit's better because it's more usable in day-to-day purposes. Celsius is more meant for like science. What's what better for it? Like Fahrenheit is good because, like, you know, it's 70 degrees outside. If you say that with Celsius, oh, you're actually burning alive and you're a skeleton and you're dead because you can't deal with that. 0 Celsius equals 32. Yeah, it makes sense on that level, but you would never use certain, you know, it's like a narrower range. If I say it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit, that's cold. If I say it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit, that's hot. But they're both usable on a daily basis. If you say it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 80 degrees Celsius, it's almost at the boiling point. Yeah, that part I understand, but it's good for daily usability. Because you're never, anything over like 60 Celsius, you're not going to use, right? Because that's way too fucking hot. You use more so the lower numbers and more of a narrow, like a narrow amount. So the difference between each number is like vastly bigger. Yeah, 100 is the boiling point, but who needs to use that? I guess for cooking and stuff would be a good argument. Like, you know, in everyday life, you are cooking stuff and whatnot. I'm gonna set the oven to 100 degrees Celsius, or a lot more actually, but. Invisible Soccer can be really good sometimes. Yeah, 0 is water freezing. That part makes sense. 32 does feel kind of random. This is going to be like, what, double strike? But double strike doesn't matter now, does it? That's like first strike that I always get fucked by. You see some of these mechanics so rarely that I sometimes forget how they work. I should try to get to rank 15 today at least, but it seems very unlikely. You force him to attack, which would be actually pretty good, because I could just kill you with the dinky thing. Or wait, why isn't it available? What do you mean? That should have had to attack. Whenever you attack, you just want to fly. What the hell? Yeah, 100 is water boiling. Or human skin boiling too, because it would be 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Which again, sounds like a random number. But certainly for science and cooking, science, stuff like that, Celsius is better. Mishra lost to Phyrexia. You have yellow school buses? Yeah. Discard 2 cards. What the fuck? This one's kind of stupid. And we're just going for the heavy hitters here, I guess. What the fuck is going on? I don't even know what happened there. Okay, so you'll be forced to attack whether I'm tapped or not. I would have my little rebuke, or wait, no, I can't do it. Or can I do it like anytime that I want? I think you can do it whenever you feel like. The problem is now I'm not going to have enough mana to do it. The ones that anyone can use. What do you mean that anyone can use? Like, only for schools? What is this card? What is going on? Target discards 2 cards, deal 3 damage to any target, destroy artifact or planeswalker creatures you control, gain menace. Like, what an insane thing this is. At least that trades in, so I'm actually fine. This whole forcing to attack is kind of a bad, questionable thing. They look like a public transport buses. No, those are usually not yellow. Those are like some kind of Greyhound or whatever other things. Okay, so we did the quest for that, but I'll keep going with this until I lose, and then I'll play as the Goblin one, which might be losing a lot more. This is going on as typical green golden streak. Actually see, now I'm going to get obsessed with the mastery tree. Like, I have some vague notion that I can get to rank 35, but these episodes would have to be insanely long for that to happen. Rank 8. I guess what typically doesn't happen is I don't win a lot of games. I don't play a lot of games, period, but, you know, when you win, at least you're getting way more experience and rewards. Like, I should at least complete this thing every episode, the 3 out of 15, but that's very hard to do, too. Or the more that you win, the worse it's going to be, because it's going to be a lot harder to win because of your rank. And I don't like to play any format besides Historic, because not only will I be able to use all the cards in the game or whatever, ban list notwithstanding, but I'll see a lot of stuff that's better variety, even though I still see a bunch of the same shit with respect to the whatever it's called. This could be okay because the carrot is going to cover up for some of it. So between the mana generating stuff, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you go to a restaurant, will you be given ice in your water? Yeah, usually by default, or if you ask for it. I always hate that, actually. I always ask them not to, like in the drive-thru, don't put ice, and then they put ice. Like, maybe they heard me say the word ice, so they think I wanted it. If I didn't say anything, they would have put it though anyway, so. Normally we just given water. It's more like a to-go thing, that they'll give you ice like if you're on the road, so they want you to, you know, so it's sitting in your car so they think it'll get warm like that. Okay, just gotta go all in. On a crazy win streak today because we've been getting our ass beat a couple times, even with this deck. This deck hasn't been that good, but overall. In fact, the other one's probably better for green, but I just like the hexproof stuff, so I kind of shoehorn it in here. This is the perfect time to win if I can just end it right now. Who needs goblins for aggro? I'll just go full green with this. Full hexproof, even though it's not. Maybe that's why I'm winning, actually, because... Surely you don't have an answer for this. Surely. Just let me have it. Plus one last. I don't care. Just die. Could probably summon something, but maybe... You know, if he tries to destroy it, at least I can turn it into a turtle. He's still going to win and do some crazy combo. Just watch. My titles have been inaccurate a number of times, though. Like I said... what did I say? On the Paladins episode, this will be the first champion I buy, but I can't buy it because it was already still free, or there's no point. Fernando, at least if he lasted another episode. So maybe the free-to-play rotation lasts like 2 weeks, but I just don't realize it because I kept skipping an episode for chess, which I won't have to worry about anymore. I mean, he should be dead no matter what, dude. Go ahead, tap it. You're dead. You're dead. Amazing how many times, though, I've stayed to the same deck concept and used the same thing over and over. I guess that's the right way to do it as a free-to-play player. Like, I'm not going to have... I bet I could make a lot of mythic decks with what I have. Or at least I theoretically could have if I had crafted in a certain way. Like, you know, along the lines of some more optimal build. But it's not even like I failed to do that. I didn't even try to do that. Not even like, oh, because I won't net deck. But because even when I'm going to craft something, I'm not crafting it because I think it's that good. I'm crafting it because I like the mechanic. Like, oh, I like hexproof, so I'll make Carnage Tyrant, or I like a certain mechanic. I'm literally doing it for that reason alone. Preferential basis. Isn't having to switch schools twice annoying? Having to make new friends all over. Elementary, middle, high. I mean, I guess a lot of it is shared, though, in the sense that, you know, like, it's the same people who are switching schools with you, though, usually. Yeah, a lot of countries don't do it 3 times, you're right. Or they'll only have like 2, like a secondary school and primary school or something like that. So it could just go like elementary and middle are combined, and then there's high school, and then there's college. But okay, we're probably gonna lose this because of the same old... So stupid, this game, dude. Like, what could I possibly do to stop this? And the answer is rebuke, but I don't even have anything strong enough to... Might be tempted to give white another try because of the same purpose. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I can't really play around it. Like, wow, play around this ability by not summoning anything. That's what you have? I think I've used almost no planeswalkers for green. Create a 1/1 token. Damn, she looks pretty badass, so I'd love to see her as a... They need a Magic the Gathering MOBA. Who needs Kale when you have her? You have a passport? No, I don't. I've never been out of the country, actually. I've been to a lot of different states. In fact, almost all of them, but... Okay, whatever, we'll go Goblin again. Right on cue, because I already have my... Maybe I should make that for my white deck. I'll make a Johnny's Pride Mate, assuming he's not gold, which he's not. I'm happy with the... Whatever, dude. Just do it. Just do it. With the Goblins that I made, so maybe I'll just do that. Been out of Austria once. Australia, you mean? Who would you say is the most famous person from Australia? Like, who would be known worldwide? I guess Margot Robbie is technically Australian, right? Or at least part Australian. That was pretty insane. What was the question? I missed it. Oh, like, who's the most famous person you would say from Australia who, like, everybody around the world would know who they are? Let's actually see if we can't mate that. We should be able to. Ajani's Pride Mate. Or who's the other one that, like, summons a 1/1 token that's tapped and attacking? Don't I already have that? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you could make like a couple of those. This is very annoying. Kind of piecing together these decks that piss me off that I typically would not use in sort of protest of how annoying they are, but make like 2 of them. Trying to keep some wild cards left over in case I want some goblins. So yeah, what is the one that's called it's like a 4/4 or something. Like whenever you heal or summon something, you summons a 1/1 with that's tapped and attacking. It's this guy, right? Yeah. Leonin War Leader. Whenever it attacks, create 2 1/1s that are lifelink that are tapped and attacking. Not really that good, but it's featured in those decks a lot. Let's see how far the Goblin one can go, and I can keep switching back. It almost makes me want to play as the white, but I guess I'll save that for next time. Chris Hemsworth, yeah, he's also an actor. Who else would I think of? Do not include tax and prices. Like when you buy something, yeah, there is sales tax. Famous, or like, no, it's added on top of it. So they'll have the price and then you'll be charged that plus the tax. Famous Australians. Nicole Kidman. I didn't even know she was. But you think of Mel Gibson kind of as Australian just because of his Mad Max thing. The best Australian movie ever is Mad Max, but it technically wasn't. Taxes included for yours? I guess it comes to the same thing, but maybe it makes it seem like less. Well, it makes sense though because tax is different everywhere you go. So like state by state, it might be 8% where I live, it might be 10% somewhere else. It'd be kind of confusing then. So they just say whatever. This is our price and whatever the tax is what it is. And then they keep changing it sometimes. It's so annoying. Create a number of 1/1s equal to 2 plus the number of the same card. 2/2 when it enters the battlefield it was kicked. It's not going to be kicked. Other goblins have +1/+1. It's pretty worth it. Gotta end this kind of quickly. What is this? Sacrifice a goblin, but I don't want to sacrifice a goblin. No, I've never been to Toronto. Said you're pretty close. Yeah, it wouldn't be too far. Never been to Canada. I've been to like Niagara Falls, which is like right on the border, but Trample Haste is pretty good. No, but I don't want to give that up. You have to pay something that costs 2. Pretty good. Gotta end it quickly because these guys are gonna clown me pretty hard. Oh, I get why it's saying that though. Oh, I should have done that. Or no, I can't do it though. I could sacrifice all my goblins to be able to summon something. Because otherwise, if I sacrifice just that, I only have 1 mana, so I still wouldn't be able to do anything. It's making it seem like I can do more than what I can. I need 1 more land. Maybe that's really what I'm getting fucked by. Have 20 land in an aggro deck. Doesn't even make sense. Create a 1/1. Okay, dude. Come on, just give me a land. Attack with both of these and just let it be. His effect is goblins get +1 in haste. Which I guess I should have done because I had nothing else to do. Could I still do it even now? That's pretty good. Hit him in the face. We're still doing fine, but I haven't gotten any of the heavy hitters yet, like the the gold cards I just made. Which are not even really heavy hitters, but their effects are so impactful that they could win you the game single-handedly. Yorian Medic. That's what we need, or Yotian Medic. I don't know where all this fucking lore comes from. Like, a lot of it's just made up for the game itself. A lot of it's borrowed from other universes, like how they're just doing Lord of the Rings. I just have no idea. Trample Haste, whenever equipped creature, doesn't matter. Sacrifice an artifact, not going to happen. When it enters, create 2 1/1s. And then could I also give them haste? I guess not. I have 3 mana, so I should play something that's going to cost 3. And this is a 3/3. Now I can't play anything because I'd have to sacrifice something to do it. You can still do this. You'd have to give up a lot to make it worth it. Or I should use the effect, or I can't use the effect. You can go ahead and block, that's fine. And then you'll just tank the rest. Only getting healed for 1 or 2. You have a 4/4. We have the trample. There's a land problem that's really going to get in the way, but he's pretty close to dying. I just can't really do anything still. You wouldn't dare to attack me, though, would you? Vigilance. Now I'm not going to be able to finish him off. This is the problem. It'll cost 4, so I still won't be able to do it unless I sack something. I only have 3, so I should play something that costs exactly 3. Trample Haste. Can't activate the ability, or maybe I should do it if I sack, but then I'll have to sack 2 goblins to do it. 3/3, 2/5. Shouldn't I be able to do it with these? Because, like, what's the best case? You'll have to give up like multiple things to do it. 2-2. So the lifelink is going to be cute, but basically, is there a viewing area near the airport to watch the planes where they land and take off? Yeah. Famously shot in the movie Final Destination, where they see a blow up right there on the runway before it even takes off. So he wasn't even imagining about, oh no, I have a premonition that we're all gonna die once we're on the plane. No, like before you even fucking leave the thing. They could have just heard about it later, but I guess they just wanted to make it look spectacular. I like planes. I've never been on one, and I almost wouldn't want to be because I almost don't trust it. You know, all it takes is one mishap, which is pretty rare that it happens, but at least like, oh, you could say the same thing driving a car, but at least I'm in control of the car. So if something happens, then it's my fault. I don't have enough mana for anything there. I do have the ability to use 3-6. I should just attack with everything, but it's not really going to happen because the lifelink is still going to be a problem. Fuck's sake. If you blocked with the lifesteal, I guess I could have done the twin shot sniper thing anyway. Weird that you would just give that up for nothing. God damn it, if I could get like 1 or 2 more land, maybe I could do something. Look how they drag it out. Planes are more safer than cars, yeah, but again, I'm not in control of the plane, so I don't trust it. At the beginning of comment on your turn, put a +1/+1, okay. Gonna really get carried by the lifesteal. We're not gonna have a good way to deal with that. I can't believe it, but I'm actually complaining about lands in a deck like this, which makes no sense. This is cost only 3, so maybe I should do it. Don't have a way to give everything haste, or no, I do have a way. But I have to sack something to do it. Could I not just do this? Like, the problem is he'll heal for a certain amount, and then he'll be able to block the rest too. I don't know how long I should wait this out, but I'm gonna get punished by an AoE if I... Like, all I need is the Muxus guy or somebody like that to... You know, every time, every turn, you can create a copy of a goblin for every goblin, so then he just get fucked. Planes are awesome. I would definitely recommend. Okay, we really have to do this quickly, though, because his board's starting to get overwhelming, too. I'm supposed to be the one flooding the board. This is even what I say sometimes is green, because somehow they always do this shit where it goes past the infinite size here. Oh, my God. Give everybody haste. Not going to be enough, though, or at least my math skills aren't that great to be able to figure it out. He'll heal for 4, so he'll be at 12. And then he can block pretty much everything else. So I still don't think I have enough. 2, 4, 6. So 6, 12, 15, 18, 22. But it doesn't matter. Like, block, 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 block. So 2, 4, 6. You have to sack one to even do it. Like, I don't know about this. I'll still wait. Possible miss-lethal moment. And this is what I always complain about. Like, why wouldn't you just attack? You have so many things out there, but it just doesn't feel right. Or given how much stuff they have, I do feel a little bit discouraged. I mean, hey, go all in and attack. As long as I don't die, I can finish you off. So you'd be very stupid to do it. 9, 13, 17, 20, 23. So I only have to block a couple. Just block like... or no, there's no point blocking the 3 attack. Block the 5 attack, block the 4 attack, block the 4 attack. I'm not going to be dead, it's just... Wait, but doesn't that mean he's guaranteed to die? Because... Where are all the good cards that I am meant to have here? I guess I only have one of each, but he should just be dead. Enters a mass orcs 2. When you do, gain control of a target non-legendary creature an opponent controls with power less than or equal to the amassed enemy's power. Search for a basic land card. Haste enlist when I enlist a non-token creature. Most of this stuff doesn't seem too impactful, but you should just be able to do this. I don't really know what happened. Did he just accept that he was going to die, or does he have some way out of this? It didn't seem like he was going to lose that game. He even got impatient with my clownish style of play. Like, maybe I had lethal, and he thought I was BMing him, but I wasn't even patient enough to look for it. That didn't seem very good. Like, I don't know what it is with these two cards, but I can't get them. Muxus and the other guy starts with a K. Both very good effects that give it some sort of mid-range value too, like where you can, I don't know, just really push your presence on the board. I'm going to be super anal about this now. I want to see how far am I getting. Level 10. I want to get to level 15 at least. That's the goal. We got to get to rank 35 or I have to delete my account. That could be a condition. Get the card back. Do I own a kettle? No. What am I, a witch? Only kettle related thing I have is kettle corn, like popcorn. Let's see. That's not very good in terms of the land, as I constantly complain about. Hopefully I'll get... Can I just see the presence of one of these things? Maybe I didn't put it in there and I just think I did. Oh, fuck me. Look, I have 14 in there. Like, what the fuck was that? Okay, the captain is pretty good, but everybody else is just gone. I mean, what was that, dude? It's not that small a number of lands that you would really have an issue with that. Boil water. I don't drink tea, but I have like a stove slash oven, like. I guess maybe that's what you call it, a kettle. A kettle is like something else here, though. Target creature with 2 or less can't be blocked this turn, which could actually turn to pretty good. It's like a cauldron, almost. Kettle boils water. Yeah, basically a stove. It's a handheld thing. Arasta of the Endless Web. Reach whenever opponent casts an instant sorcery spell. Not going to be casting too many spells here. The effect here is pretty good. It's just... It wouldn't actually matter because... At least not this turn. Or like, what if I went off the strength of that alone? Because they'll drag the game out in such an inane, annoying way. I don't know what these things are supposed to be called in like RPG context. There's the one in Tibia that looks like that's called like a beholder, but I don't know what the official name is. That's probably the most advice I've ever gotten on a stream. I should make my commentary style, maybe the Dungeons and Dragons Online thing. That's like my one rule, but everybody ignores it, or maybe my commentary style is such that they think I want it. Like I'll ask to myself, oh, I wonder how I do this. But it's not because I want somebody to tell me how to do it. It's because that was a card I got in my first ever draft, but I didn't get to keep it because, you know, whatever, just... Okay, so make something unblockable, which could be this guy. Which will actually kill that chick. Very good effect, almost as good as the Invisible Stalker. Though this bit can vary by region, we're looking at you, New Yorkers. In general, Americans are much quicker than the average foreigner. Smile at a stranger and offer a warm hello, even if they're just passing each other on sidewalk. These kind of greetings can catch foreigners by surprise. Usually takes a few hellos before they trust it. Not some kind of scam. Is this true? I copy pasted that. I don't know about that per se. That might be talking about New York City, but you know, like what do they? That's just more like a modern society thing. Like everybody's so cynical that they think everybody wants something, or is trying to scam them or whatever. Rude mother. Okay, dude. We could block this stuff, but kind of daring me to do it, or I wouldn't be able to even block that. He's not threatened by my aggro at all, but this one was almost unfair because it was obviously a case where if only this had some effect that it benefited from, you know, if you attack with it, you get like a token or something. You own a US flag, I don't. I might have one somewhere laying around, but not like a big one outside my house or something.
Have such power, but you are too weak to take it. A gift in exchange.
That's got to be one of the dumbest moments in modern U.S. history, is the Colin Kaepernick thing compared to Abdul Rauf, who did the same thing. So 20 years ago, oh, he was blackballed for it, and then now he was celebrated for it. Colin, it's so inconsistent. Okay, this one I'm going to lose no matter what. That's what they mean when they say woke, because it's like these morons will take so long to catch up to something. Or they can't even make up their own mind as far as what they want. Okay, so the daily quests are done. Now it just becomes a question of the experience, which again, you're only really getting from this. If it takes 1,000 to level up here, and you do I basically just have to do the 15 every time. But it's just going to be where I'm not really winning these games much. Don't give me that stupid white one over and over. I hate it. It's a pretty mana-rich hand if you have enough land, but I've been getting fucked on land lately, actually. That's okay, I guess. You get rid of one of these. Or actually, this is just garbage, but like I only have that in there just for the namesake of, oh, it's hexproof, which I like hexproof. Yeah, I went to college. A decent amount of land. We'll get more from this, so we'll have enough for the Gigantosaurus from this alone. The problem is you kind of need the Carotid for this, or at least a combination of these, because I don't have any blue land in here. There's no such thing as a water land in my definition. You have the red cups at party, like the beer pong. Sometimes. I was always very laid back, so I was like I was not super outgoing, but I would just kind of do whatever. One, two, three, four, five, so that should be enough. Like I wouldn't seek stuff like that out, like partying and whatnot, but sometimes I would do it. Also, apparently your work hours I thought was quite a lot. Was a lot is quite common in the US. Oh, like working. Yeah, some people work way more than 40 hours. It's just the standard, but you know, a lot of people have jobs that they just do like me, where it's just like very free roam. You can work as much as you want. There's nothing, you know, there's no law against it. Especially when I'm choosing to do it. Like if you're a business owner, you can be open 24 hours a day and, you know, work as much as you want. But for every clutch draw, I just need something that's gonna give me blue, or I only need one blue, or no, I need one anything and then one blue. Give me the Carotid, give me anything. Like compare the value proposition here. It's just insane. Just because that guy's flying, although I'm getting exactly what I asked for. Whenever it deals damage to a player, exile to one target creature you own, then return it to the battlefield. What do you mean you own? Return it to the battlefield under your control. That almost seems pointless. We really needed to muck it up with the Goblin deck, with Muxus, but it wouldn't let me have it. This game is insane with the number of cards it actually has. Now that's beautiful. So all I have to do is wait for him to attack in. So I shouldn't even attack myself. During your turn, your opponent cast spells or abilities, artifact, creatures, and enhancements. Good thing I don't do those things anyway. If I drink at a restaurant, do you get free refills? Yeah, usually. I've never really had an issue with that. Choose a blocker, or wait. Didn't really matter. Man, this effect can just ruin you though, huh? Force them to attack twice over. Actually, I won't even bother doing that yet. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player draws 7 cards. What the fuck? You gonna mill me out? The good thing I don't cast spells though really much. Technically, that's a creature spell. Oh shit. It is. I better watch it. Fuck's sake. I didn't realize. What is this card? Force Fruition. The names of some of these cards are so insane too in this game. You better just not play anything. Oh god, I don't even know what I want to get rid of. I don't really need the land, so get rid of land, get rid of that, this. That should be fine. On a second drink, you have to pay for it in most countries. Well, it depends what the drink is, I guess. Like if it's something, obviously wine or something high end. But if it's just like a fountain drink, like a soda, I doubt they would charge you for that anywhere. Like I'm gonna refill my Coke in the vending in the machine. Like how are they gonna charge me for that? Okay, dude, you're done for. Deck is doing a lot better than I expected maybe today. Yeah, that's gonna save you, dude. Actually, it will because 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Fuck's sake. Fuck you. But even if I do that, it won't hit you in the face because it's still kind of... Oh my god. Can you just not do this, dude? It's annoying because it'll... Or no. That was exactly the plan because I had the lifelink. Of course, I knew that. You have orange, blue, yellow, green, and pink colors of your money. Yeah, it's basically all just green with different faces and stuff on there. We're gonna have enough for like 2 10k drafts, like for the first time ever. So I'll always keep the 10k in reserve. So I'm never running on empty. That's kind of a good philosophy to have. So anytime I really want to do one, I could do one, even if I just went 0 and 3 in the last one. You don't have any mana generating minions here. I'm trying to get to that 15 win mark, basically. That should be the length of an episode, but I can't guarantee that's always going to happen because these decks are not really that good, even though sometimes they seem like they are. I swear, this would be my favorite card in the whole game. This guy, if you were able to... if it didn't have the 2. So you can't cast non-creature spells and you just have to deal with it, but your opponent can't negate his hexproof either. So it's a 4 mana 6/6 with hexproof that comes at a major cost that you can't play other spells. Do you have Walmart? Yeah, of course we have Walmart. This is where Walmart came about into being, didn't it? Sam Walton. It's not overrated. They are very cheap. I mean, it's kind of hard to avoid going there. Oh, look at this clown with a deck that's stacked up to the roof. 200 cards. How could I possibly lose to that? In before he has such good synergies and cycles through in such a meaningful way that he's able to, you know, just do some crazy combo. I do love that about this game so much, though. Even if nobody does it, just the fact that you can do it is very interesting to me. I have double rebuke, but I need a land very badly. I have a lot of good things I could play if I had it. Yeah, in the last 2 weeks, I've had 2 very big failures that are basically like... a case where, you know, I failed the WoW series for the first time ever, and then I failed the... You know, so instead I'm doing Destiny now, and then I failed chess, so now I'm going to be only doing that one day, and then I open another slot. So that's a very low moment in this whole streaming experience, which is very surprising. it was very strange how I failed both. Like, there is some sort of lack of, I don't know, lack of effort, lack of focus, some sort of psychological weakness that I normally wouldn't have had, I guess. Doesn't mean I would never fail things. It just means the way you would do it is sometimes a little bit different. That guy's just useless to him. I don't even care. Yeah, good game, good game. We get it. I don't know why that effect still triggers when it's already a 4/4. You hear the planes fly over you. Does that make you want to fly? Not really. I wouldn't even say I'm scared of it. I just won't do it unless I have to do it. Or I'll somehow try to avoid it. I'll take a boat, but then even then you're at the mercy of... The likelihood of you dying in the ocean is a lot lower, I guess, than that. Yeah, we got to really milk this 250 experience. I was saying get to rank 15, but that might be difficult to do. Again, these expansions last obviously a couple months. It's just I'm kind of still paranoid about it. Like, getting to rank 35 is going to be virtually impossible because we played like our average amount last season and we got to rank 25 by the end of it. So that shows you how little I play. But or maybe it goes up after that. It'll go up to 500 after 15. I don't know. How would I measure this? Like, I'm at rank 10, or I'll be going on rank 11. So how much does it really take to get there, though? It doesn't tell you here. It tells you here. So it's taking about 1,000 to do it. Or maybe the amount you need doesn't change, because wasn't it just 1,000 for the last one? Codes are bad. John uses least favorite mode of transportation. He made the classic movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but he didn't include boats in that. A very underwhelming title for a movie. That was actually pretty good. Okay, what is this gonna be? Haste when it dies, create a 1/1 that can't block. We'll do this. We'll do the Carotid. We'll get Galt out there pretty soon. One card that's never left my green decks. It's just so... There's nothing else like it. So regardless of the rarity or whatever, everybody's just always going to use that. I mean, I at least tried to go Goblin, but these guys aren't letting me because they're so... You know, I'm just getting destroyed with it. This guy's statting is perfect to trigger the effect of that, too. I do have enough to actually play either one. Wonder which one I should go for, but it would actually reduce the cost of it, too. So against this type of deck, I should be in good shape, but he'll play some Mux's crazy thing to copy them. I'm going to get clowned by a Goblin deck because karma for not using it myself. Hexproof, nothing you can do about it. May as well just go all in, I guess. I didn't think I'd be able to play both. Now, next turn, you're going to get fucked unless you have an AoE or something, which I doubt you're the kind of deck that's going to have that. Yeah, what I'm going to do actually Tuesdays now is I'm not going to play on these sites, except maybe to play viewers and variants, but I'm going to play like actual chess games. So even if I'm playing against AI, because there's so many cool video games based on chess, the problem is you won't be able to play multiplayer in them because they'll be dead. But just to whatever extent it's valuable, like battle chess or something, it'll give me a cool chance to try it, stuff like that. Let's just kill this. You can attack with these two, and then you're not going to have the balls to attack with anything else either. Do we just completely clown this guy? I hope. Is it common to see someone outside in their pajamas? Yeah, sure. Sometimes. Just like walking their dog or something. That's weird. I don't see why. Like, they're just outside their house, just walking around. Like, why should it matter? Or whatever. Pajamas, sweatpants, something casual. Pajamas stay inside. Yeah, maybe not pajamas exactly, but like something casual, just like sweatpants or something that you wouldn't really wear outside, but you'll just wear it, you know, Okay, this should just be it. Am I gonna get to platinum on a whim without even trying to? The farthest I've ever been. If I get one more rank, it'll be the highest rank I've ever been. Not now, but fuck. Yeah, there's all these random cultural nuances and differences that none of them have any meaning. Like, they're all just arbitrary stuff. Like, but people would take so much pride in them or be so bothered by them. Like, who really cares? Just do whatever you want. None of it really matters. Or we even have that 1,000 gold reward for doing a draft, but I still won't do one just because I'm saving it for the 10k one. Or like, what would that give you if you complete it? Like, what's normally there? I don't even know. It normally gives you like a card or a pack or something. Complete 3 quick draft matches. But a quick draft costs 5k to do. So why would I even do that? So in the best case, you'll get a rebate of like 3,000, so it's almost free. I'm not going to do it. That's been there for a couple weeks, so it's probably stupid not to do it. You can mute your opponent's emotes and companion by selecting. Why you got to mute their companion, dude? You can even interact with it yourself and cause them to do stuff. I've never seen anybody be too annoying with it by what they're doing. I'm kind of dying to change my pet, but I don't really have another one. I don't want to waste my gold on one. But I'm sort of just playing with house money here because it's not like it matters. I can just kind of do whatever. We're not under any pressure to do anything. Yeah, if anything, will encourage me to play the game a lot and actually improve my whatever. Like, really just build up my series with this and actually have some motivation to play it more than I do. It's to get a fucking card back, cosmetic. Okay, dude. I'd have to play it for 4, which I don't want to do. Does this do any good? It's alright, I guess. My friend works at the zoo. She actually makes a lot. She gets paid almost 200,000 for her job there. But she's been there for a while. She's like one of the resident zookeepers. Like, she does like everything. She's like the boss there pretty much. She worked there for a long time, so she started at the bottom and like oversees everybody else now. Yeah, this we can just ignore. Oh yeah, it's the perfect response actually because they're black. Oh sure, we're gonna win because of this, aren't we? You're gonna have a whole bunch of black minions, but you're not gonna be able to stop me. And they're hexproof too. Okay, hurry up, hurry up. Trying to speedrun this shit. But a ghost form counter, exile non-land permanent. Wait, what? Don't exile. No, no. Use a blocker. I don't care. I could kill that. I don't know if I should kill it. I don't want to kill it. Let's go face. And then let's do the rebuke 2.
Got a dagger with your name.
Really? Because you can't even block me or do anything because you're a fucking clown, right? Look at this. We're tearing people apart, not to jinx it. We'll tear your planeswalker apart. Yeah, it's like a no planeswalker run because I've almost never used them aside from with red where I almost make a point to exclusively use them. So we're almost level 11. I think level 15 should be the base minimum I should go for. But maybe if I do the 15 wins, I won't have a choice but to stop. I don't think I'll be able to do it. Just looking at the... How long did they last in this game? 3 months or 4 months? I don't even know that much. Season length. About 1 month. No, not that. Like expansion length. That lasts around 3 months instead of 4, like for Hearthstone. So that kind of gives you a little... this is actually kind of bad. I guess I'll hold and trust that I'll get another land. Okay, this is pretty good. so that synergy for this guy came into play pretty well actually last time.
I've lost so much already.
I do have
I
Rebuke,
won't lose more.
but look at that tragic character.
There is wonder in a blade of grass.
You may cast creature spells as though they had flash. I'll just Rebuke it when the time comes, or I could just attack it even here. Or fuck, I should have. Come on, don't let him get any comfort zone. So your next turn target, it's not even that good though. Like, she has such basic abilities. 2/2. Whenever a creature mutates, put a 1/1 counter on that creature, gain 2 life. Okay, don't do this mutation shit, dude. Fuck.
All things
Okay,
begin and end.
I could Rebuke that though for sure. Just don't let them get anything out there. Board control is my biggest card game fetish, next to just making your opponent feel powerless to even do anything about stuff like hexproof. I guess I didn't register what hexproof really meant when I first started playing, because you think I would have done it a lot sooner if I had registered that. Maybe it doesn't seem worth it, but I just don't want him to have anything out there, so just fuck you.
Not bad for a mouse.
4 cards. People drawing out of their hands in this game is pretty rare because everybody has infinite cycling kind of bullshit. So I can see that being annoying at the high level. There's a lot of infinite type stuff in this game. Whenever a creature mutates, don't let it mutate. I'd be glad if you block. Gotta have the patience just to tank it for a little bit and deal with that, but you won't. What do you think my... Oh, shit. Didn't give them ideas, though. They're totally sniping me. You guys have a permanent Fairgrounds in Syracuse. No, it's not permanent. It comes and goes like... Well, I mean, the grounds is there, but most of the year it's empty. It's only in the... whatever, around the season, like almost around right now, July and stuff, that we'll have the fair. Not a bad spot to be in, but that's just going to get out of control. I'd love to be able to make it attack, but I can't because I don't have the blue land. Which actually I don't have that at all, but I mean I don't have the carotid or anything of value that way. Is it any good? I haven't been there that many times actually, but it's alright. Good concerts and stuff. Yeah, we gotta have Taylor Swift come over and everybody's losing their mind over her. Okay, hurry up, block that, please. Don't mutate it, don't save it, don't buff it. And just let me hit you in the face. I really just need to play the Angler Turtle, then I'll feel more in control because he can't hide behind the stinky stuff. The other stuff I don't think is that good. I don't think she's that great either, but just everybody loves her. Okay, at least we still traded. Wait, how did he even do that? I think I respect her early career more, if anything. Just she did like more country type stuff, and then she sort of segued into pop and whatnot. 4/4 retrample. Whenever it mutates, destroy target artifact enchantment opponent controls. 4 mana 4/4. Not bad. Beast. Okay, so he's just not letting me control the board. We had the same thing here though. People went crazy for her tickets. Whenever permeating mass deals combat into a player, that creature becomes... Oh my god. You don't have a lot of stuff left, but that might be enough. Rebuke would be great if only I had something to play it with. Am I really going to lose like this? Come on, I was on such a good streak. All I need is something that I can play, like, for fuck's sake. Even that's okay. If I get something a little stronger, I could Rebuke it. I don't think it's going to have anything that's going to prevent its own demise. Ooh, that's a nice card back. Blizzard Brawl. Come on. This guy's like me. All his removal depends on the stuff he has on the board, like Rebuke style. Fuck's sake, I can't do anything though. Rolling in mana, but the wrong kind of mana. $31 health. I can still totally do it. It's just like it's taking me a century to actually get anywhere. I should just do this before you have a chance to use the ability, but it's already too late.
This is
Fuck's
my
sake.
paradise.
What is it? Create a 3/3 token choice. I don't think you could do it as soon as you played it, though. Like,
Try that again. I dare you.
try that again. Like, it didn't work, but it did work. Or wait,
We
what?
will adapt to any threat.
Wait, why didn't that work? Oh, it gained one from that, though. I mean, I'm obviously going to lose just because of this clown situation I'm in, but I'm still going to lose. You can't block both. Look at some of the news articles on it. It was crazy. People would be groups of, like, of people trying to get tickets with, like, 10 different devices. Yeah, I'm sure.
Every day is a new mutation.
Definitely a lot of hype for it. Yeah, that's fine. I can accept that. It was still kind of close-ish on the board. Like, they at least burned out of their hand, but that mutation mechanic is kind of annoying. Thankfully, we don't see it too often. We're just losing on purpose so we can win with the other deck, which I wanted to feature this episode, but I guess we can't rely on that alone. And so even here, there's just a format of rotating back and forth. Not really that meaningful, but this is the problem, that if you keep losing, you're not going to gain experience, or you're not going to get the benefit from that daily thing where you have to win 15 and control the cards you draw. I can't remember if I did that last time, but that was one of my longer episodes of this series in a while, like 3 hours plus. Might not seem that long, but somehow Monday is always like my shortest thing that I do. Yeah, that's what I'll end up appealing to more. Okay, this guy's pretty good. I'm just not getting enough land for him ever, I think. Oh, God. But that effect can be pretty good. Like, I'd appeal to people whose time zone is different, because people aren't going to be up this late watching here, but I guess they could be. I need one that, like, summons something when it attacks. Like, if his effect was whenever it attacks someone a 1/1, then you can make him unblockable and just keep doing that forever, and that can get out of control very fast. As I know from personal experience, just with the little tokens and shit, can be so annoying. It's pretty good. You want to block that? I got the 3/1. Probably should, though, just instinctively, because it reminds me, PTSD moment, of the goblins killing my wolf in Boulder Load Mine. They had it out for me the whole run. Even the quest NPC in Ratchet telling me go get a fucking, go to the Wailing Caverns and shit. He's giving me all the dungeon quests. Go to RFK, go to RFD. Like, I'm only level 20, even if I was doing multiplayer stuff. Split Rock Quarry Stone Crusher. What's this thing? What do you mean? I need more mana, for sure. More land. You can keep making this guy unblockable. What is what? I don't know what that means. Does it do anything? Split Rock Quarry Stone Crusher. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a landmark on maps. Split Rock Quarry Stone Crusher. Oh, I didn't know what it was even. Somewhere in Camillus. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just some kind of special landmark, I guess. Whenever a non-token modified creature dies, create a 1/1 colorless spirit token. Of course, it is a goblin itself. You make the one guy unblockable, which he's choosing not to block anyway. And do that too. So the one thing I really need is like one more land would be beautiful. Just do that. Well, it's Syracuse, but Camillus is like an area in Syracuse. What is this? Whenever Picnic, why do we even have this? I guess it's a goblin. Whenever it attacks while you control a creature with 4 power or greater, double strike till end of turn. I don't really have too many creatures with that in the first place. Could end up killing you with just this alone, or 2 or less. So it would have been better to, you know what, fuck it. You can have whatever you want. 6 or greater, you get first strike. So if you block it, it'll kill it first. Of course, exactly as planned. I totally just didn't go face for the fuck of it. Alex Jones's favorite deck, going Goblin, although he kind of hates Goblin and calls everybody he doesn't like. He uses the word Goblin like I use the word clown. Everybody's a clown. You're a clown. I'm a clown. Everybody's a clown, like Oprah would say. Whenever it becomes blocked, deal 1 damage to creature blocking it. Or wait, I should have used the ability. Can I use it now? No. Wait, he's just kind of letting it happen, though. He didn't have to. Wait, what? You don't lose the game for having 0 life. As long as you have 0 life, all damage is dealt to you as though its source had infect. Damage you deal to you in the form of poison counters. So now this is a problem because I'll never have any way to deal with that. So that's my hard counter. Like, I can't win because I'll have to deck him out. I don't have a way to destroy enchantments at all. You're from Melbourne. Wegmans is like just another store like Walmart, but they have like more, I don't know, like health food stuff kind of. It's like the second thing I've ever seen that has like, oh, even though you lose the game, you don't lose the game. Like that weapon. As long as you have that, you don't lose, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it. Like, supposed to be some sort of poison counter, but what do you mean? Players can't get counters. Counters put on artifacts. Damage dealt to you. Yeah, like, what a great combo. But all I have to do is destroy one of these, but I can't, so I just lose. What a shit way to lose. I've already told you how to say Melbourne properly. Or like Melbourne, right? I'm saying it how it's spelled, though. Like Jason Bourne, Melbourne. What a stupid card. There's nothing I can do. I mean, I have nothing in my deck that can deal with that. Which I arguably shouldn't even have. I guess if I had hit him 10 times, then I would have won. This is like that time I got pissed about 9 lives. Like, oh, it's so unfair. You should lose the game once you get hit 9 times. But I didn't read the rest of the effect to know that that's what it would be. I just thought, oh, you're just invincible, period. Auto pay, whatever. Sacrifice a goblin. You can make a whole bunch of tokens, but it's not going to matter. Because, you know, this is my first time playing. I'm very anticlimactically. So imagine how good that could be here in a normal game. You would summon like 1,000,000 of them, but I can't deal with flying, so just end it. Brisbane? How else could you say it? Brisbane or Brisbane? It'd be like if it has Z's in it. Hurry up, dude. Why do these people take forever? But the game has sort of been laggy a little bit sometimes. That guy is very good. He is going to win you some games, but I just can't get this deck to actually shine here. It's almost the end of the month, isn't it? So how have I done so little in this? I thought I only did 1 episode of... That doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, the last time the thing reset. Or maybe I just didn't do anything the first one. The first episode I got to rank 6. The second episode I got to rank 15. So what happened to the first few weeks? It must have reset in the middle of the month, like these games are sometimes stupid enough to do. Let's give green another shot, which has been doing pretty well, but maybe our luck has dried up a bit. We're getting screwed on land so many of these games. Brisbane is how you say it. I mean, I'm just going by the spelling. What sport is like super big there? Like soccer? Football league is your national sport. Yeah, that's another thing that Americans do that nobody else does, is call American football football, because the real football is soccer. And nobody else really cares about American football except for maybe Canada. Kind of does a little bit. Have you never heard of it before? I mean, I probably have, but I don't know how big some of these things are. I guess you don't really think of one sport as a national sport in America. It's just all kind of whatever. Football, basketball, baseball are all kind of big. Let me guess. It's going to be a white healing bullshit thing again. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. You don't need to pay 2 to disturb me. You're already disturbing me just by the nature of the fucking deck with the same shit. It's not even the healing I mind with the buffs. We have a grand final on our Saturday. Good luck if you can. Now this is pretty good. You're not going to block. The way you can really deal with this is the turtle, because you're going to force these little dinky things to attack and just get killed, which is unfortunately impossible to do otherwise. Just don't do too many buff things and I can deal with it, but this is going to be a problem. Whenever a land enters, so just don't do it yet. This will help me get to the point of being able to summon the turtle right away, in fact. The face damage doesn't matter. It's really clearing the board. This is the kind of removal I have. I have Master's Rebuke, which requires you to have board control to do it, right? And you're attacking with something on the board. You're not like just doing a spell that clears the board or does AoE damage and stuff like that out of the hand. And now you're forcing the enemies to attack so you can block them. Doesn't that just sum up my whole mentality? Like, everything is about the idea of the board. You have to control the board before everything else. What do you mean? Attack's available, but it's not. Why doesn't that work? Why can't he attack? Or no, it's my turn. I mean, the one time it didn't happen though. For now I don't have enough stuff to block with, but that's kind of scarce to the point because, you know, just block one of them. Any one that I choose to. That effect just fucking ruined you and you deserve it because that's such a clown style of play. Oh, I'm going to hide behind the fact. Or no, I did enjoy it. Fuck, I misclicked. That guy didn't have fun. I was representing him. Like, hide behind the fact that the game's default mechanic is you can't attack into minions. You just can't do anything. You just have to sit there and take it. 2:30 p.m. so it's midnight for me. It's 11 for me. 11 p.m. Or, oh, you mean what you're talking about. Saturday the 30th, 2023 at 2:30. I don't really watch sports much anyway, but another thing people get hyped up about, like Taylor Swift, that I don't understand sometimes, but at least there we can bypass it with the Vine Mare. Right on cue he appears. This is whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. You're 2 hours behind me. If it's AM, it's PM for you. How many time zones does Australia have? Only one? We have like 3 different ones at least, or actually more, because if you include Alaska and Hawaii, but at least, you know, Eastern, Central, and Western, basically. Time for me is currently 11. Okay, this we don't want. This, I don't know what to get rid of. I want the Vine Mare. I kind of want everything, but because that guy will satisfy most of my... Don't tell me he's just going to keep doing shit like that, though, where it's just going to be non-stop blocking. Enchant creature, blah, blah, blah. You could rebuke it, but it's not going to matter. I mean, you get screwed by not having enough land. And at least next turn I could attack it, and even if he tries to block, it'll be strong enough to kill it. Any more questions? Liliana, Dreadhorde General.
I am the master
Created
here.
2/2. Each player sacrifices Sacrifice 2 creatures. What is all this shit that he's doing?
Early, but effective.
I could do this and then I could do it again. Like, I don't know. So annoying.
So that's how it is.
Yeah, that was a very suboptimal play, but I don't have a choice because this you would still have to trade something in. Do you? You didn't say anything like yes or no? Not really. I'm just kind of talking about random stuff. This is definitely interesting how the time zones factor in. Like, Andre would always watch me in the morning because for him that was the middle of the day. He was like in...
Rise.
I forget even, but... And his dad's like a chess international master or something crazy. Wait, this is good because you're able to still do the rebuke. Or wait, I'm not. We don't have the 4 trigger. Not Andrea. Andre is somebody who would be in here a lot. He's very passionate about chess. Then when I stream at night, he can't come because it's an odd time for him. I basically can't do anything about that ever, so I'm just screwed. Kind of a bad matchup. That would help, though. Force them to attack in yet again. What is her big payoff? Each opponent chooses a permanent they control. Each permanent type sacrifices the rest. Playstyle is a little bit annoying too, but not quite as annoying as white. If I can just get the turtle out, I'll feel happy because then you might not be able to do anything about that. Sacrificing 2 creatures is pretty annoying. No, don't do the turtle though. Don't do the turtle. Just let me have the turtle. No, he's not 1900. He's like, he's 1500. Okay, this is at least good. Tax of Able, obviously on my turn. Gonna have to block in. You could try to kill it, which is fine, I guess. You could always bring it back, actually, the one time. Right, so you get an extra mana, which is not that big of a deal. You can force me to sacrifice 2 things, which is going to be very important to not give up that. Or yeah, just bring him back then. It's going to be very important not to sacrifice the turtle. So if you can somehow make me do that, I'm going to lose. Even if he doesn't, I'm kind of dry on cards, but at least I can suck up his board. Yeah, 1900 named Andrea is actually... I don't know. I kind of want the mana, I guess. Creature dies is Andrea Botez, I guess. Or she's not even 19 feet, I don't think. You're gonna make me sacrifice this shit, which is fucking stupid. Okay, I give up. It's just save time and go with the goblins. You're not going to come back there. I don't mind how many times I rotated between these, so it's not really much of a format that way either. At least we're not advancing too high where it should become that much more difficult. These decks aren't good, but they should be good enough to at least win at this level, all things considered. We should get some amount of experience for losing, but then that would encourage botting, I guess. Probably the highest rated player I met was 2600, the Peter Shaw on the chess, who is really good. I don't know why he wasted his time even watching me or whatever, but definitely met a lot of good players. Pendle was like 2100. Ace is like 2100. I like the contrast between some of them, though. Some people are so laid back, like Riv. Riv was like 2200, but he's just chill and doesn't care too much. Ace is 2200, but he's very egotistical about it, which is fine. I mean, you have a right to be, but... maybe that's what helps motivate people, but... target creature gets +1/+0. Let's let the Goblin shine a little bit, but we gotta rely on some of those combo type cards. Muxus or the other guy whose name I can never commit to memory. I've become the very thing I swore to destroy. My classic WoW playthrough. It didn't end because of goblins per se, but it kind of did because my pet would have still been alive though if they hadn't killed it. And it was all rooted in my misunderstanding of the whatever. Like, I thought I was supposed to go there for the camouflage, but it was somewhere else. And then I never even completed the mine overall, Boulder Load mine. I just did the outskirts, and then I got the Cat's Eye Emerald, so I still didn't go through the entire thing. But that's like breaking my rule of two, where, oh, they're like equal level to me, and I shouldn't be fucking around with them. Look how hard it is to win just 15 games in this fucking thing. It always remind me of stuff from Dark Souls, although they're not quite that big. The ones like by the Hydra. Yeah, that's a connection not enough people make, is between Dark Souls and Castlevania. Like, it's not even similar in terms of gameplay style and stuff like that, like Metroidvania, exploration, stuff like that. It's literally down to the very gothic, you know, visuals and bosses and things like that. I'm not even discrediting like, oh, it copied it, but it just obviously took direct inspiration. Or what I said was like, this is the Lords of Shadows that we deserved but didn't get, because that was like the 3D Castlevania, but it wasn't anywhere near as good as Dark Souls. It's almost like a spiritual successor to Castlevania, but it's made by someone totally different, so you can't even really say that. He's stealing my mechanic. But I should try that as a challenge. Make a deck with only the neutral color. Like a colorless deck. Okay, this is fine. I can't really do anything, though, because, you know, I don't have a way to break through this mighty 3-3. I could do a tier list. Who are the best chess players that we played against? So you're starting at the top tier, like the lands here. That would be like Peter Shaw and maybe a few others whose names I forget. And then we go to the second tier, like Ace, Pendle, Riv. Then we go to like the middle tier, like Cookie, Nightmare, players like that. And then you go below there, and then there's players like me, Andre, Simply actually. Oh yeah, he's the 1900. You must be talking about Simply Pop. And his level of growth was so good because he went from, he was 1,000 like me like a year ago, or like a year and a half ago now, in like February of 2022. And we were both playing together, and I was at least a little better than him. And so I go from like 900 to 13, and he goes from like 900 to 19. Is a pretty good success story, I guess, because that's probably what it should be, though. I think the amount of time I play is sort of deceptive because in the end, I only play like an average of maybe an hour a day because I would only play like twice a week and I would only play on stream and stuff like that. But it seems like I play more because, oh, you know, I'm just doing it on stream, so I'm sort of making a spectacle and an embarrassment out of it. But that was kind of a sad ending to it. I won't even say I can't come back to do it again, but I'm not really that worried about it now. And that does open another slot on Wednesday. Maybe I could do my other hard mode, like on Wednesday, if I ever finish Plants vs. Zombies. Gonna go soon? Okay. I should probably go soon too, but I'm obsessed with getting these 15 wins. Normally I don't do this long episode of this series. I couldn't believe how popular chess has been, though, at a low level, and with respect to, you know, how many streamers there are and how big of a deal it is. Create a couple tokens. I can't really do anything, though. Okay, I can't even attack. Now, how long have I even been going? Going for only 2 hours, but I guess these are so laughably short that it feels kind of fitting. Okay, see ya. Yeah, I'll have to decide tomorrow what chess game I want to play. It could be, I think I'll do battle chess. That's what it should be. Every week I'll play like a different, yeah, see you tomorrow. That's my line. You stole my catchphrase. Abruptly just say it. It is true. It's sometimes abrupt, but I guess I feel like I sort of wind down in a way that's like I'll look at my collection for like 30 minutes and just read all my cards, and so I'm not really like playing the game as much at the end there. Even as bad as that WoW series was as an ending, I'm happy with it. At least now I have a reference of my roleplay style, because that was some of the best RP I've done maybe ever, and certainly in the incarnation of this new channel, I haven't done any real RP, or I do a little bit vague here and there. I've done some of it even during chess. I did some in Dark Souls too, but the main RP I've done is with that, and it's at least a good example I have to refer to and try to live up to in the future. That it was quite good. Just sort of organically, dynamically letting it come from the gameplay. So if my pet dies, now I have to drink alcohol for the next episode and like waste a lot of money on it and stuff like that. So it's just sort of playing into the mechanics that are already there, but really reveling in them. You can do that like in any game. I would do that like in Skyrim. Okay, let's just see how far this can go. I'm at least happy that I made those 2 golden cards. Muxus and the other guy whose name I just can't even be bothered to remember. Don't these images feel so much more badass than the game itself in terms of, wow, we should play that as a single-player open-world RPG based in the Magic the Gathering universe, if it even has one and doesn't just rip off of other ones all the time. May as well just play Lord of the Rings MMO for that. Like, they'll just keep... We were just playing Dungeons and Dragons for the first time, so that was one of the expansions too, right? My whole thing is, like, I wouldn't even know the difference sometimes, like, where it comes from, because I've never played that universe to begin with. They'll do a Transformers-based expansion. They at least did like a little sort of crossover with it at one point. What's the most random crossover you've ever seen? Post Malone with Magic or Transformers with Magic? This one is pretty sick. I forget how you gotta have your opponent draw a card, lose life, should be fine. Yeah, it is going to be very, very hard, if not impossible, to... you rarely see people use stuff like that. What is that supposed to be, like Frozen reference with the little... Doesn't really look like anybody from there, but... They stole crossover with Frozen, too. What other game does that? Like Fortnite does it, where Fortnite always has crossovers. Like, you can play as Darth Vader. You can play as some random other Naruto characters and this and that. It's not saying that isn't fun, but it just feels random. Okay, now I'll have to let them draw a card. Indestructible, and it leaves the battlefield. I forget how this even works. Yeah, I haven't seen this as much as you might think. Beginning for upkeep, lose 1 life. Protection from everything until your next turn. Dumb and stuff. What rank did I even get to? I was trying to get to the 15. Just whatever the experience. I want to see what happens actually if you do that. Like, this guy's not even very good. Destroy target creatures. Controller draws 2 cards. That actually kind of helps me, all things considered. I could rebuke him with this, but that might be a blessing in disguise. Like, what's he going to try to do? Mill me? Whenever it draws a card, deals 1 damage. Oh, shit, that's why. Fuck. Well, as long as I don't let him do damage to me with the other thing, I don't really have to. Fuck, very tight. I used him in a draft and was so pissed because he was just underwhelming. It's the worst thing to use in a draft because, you know, you're going to give your opponent value where they otherwise might not have it in a kind of a random hodgepodge deck that they might be using. I can still win, but he doesn't need much to beat me. You might think, oh, mythic cards always have those animations, but I feel like some of them don't. Oh, fuck. What can I do now? Rebuke, you rebuke, but I can't.
As a demon, I subjugate. Death.
I can still take him down with me, just in principle. Fine, maybe I should give it another try. I did say that was going to be the last one. Give them both one more try. Goblins and this one. This did do pretty good, though, today in general. I should just be dead, but it's just delaying the inevitable. Why does it sometimes let you go under 0? Like, if they... I guess that's only with attacks, not with effects. So if they were attacking me with, like, 10 things, it would have let me get to, like, -50, and it's almost like a BM competition, like, see how much lower below 0 you can get them. What's your highest record if they let you, at least, without conceding? And if you're like me, I typically don't like to concede, but it's just like, you know, sometimes people are incredibly slow. Okay, last 2 attempts between these 2 decks. If at least 2 land is okay. It's the first time we've really gotten this guy, I feel like. I don't think I've been able to play him yet. Because 5 mana in this deck is impossible to come by, or actually 6. Yeah, like I only have 14 total, so the likelihood of playing him is 0%. It's just way too high of a curve. You want to be around 3 or 4. Now, the other guy is pretty perfect, where he gets, whatever, he makes copies of them every turn without even having to attack. I better commit his name to memory so he doesn't keep ghosting me in these games where I'm never drawn to him. But at least I've seen him more than him. Like, this is an amazing card, don't get me wrong, but you would have to commit to a little more land, I guess. Remember, non-token dies, create a 1/1 token. I do love this guy's effect, but it's not quite impactful enough to, you know, win you the game. Like all those games with that green deck that we win because of Invisible Stalker. If we keep buffing him, you just can't do anything about him. That is actually kind of a win condition card. You could even do like some kind of OTK maybe with it. But there's probably a lot better ways to do that. Just, you know, bring him out, give him haste, buff him. You know they're not going to be able to block it or probably destroy it because it has hexproof too. So it's a great card for just making your opponent feel completely helpless and powerless. Sacrifice a creature, not a big deal.
Tend to regret it.
We should at least be able to do like... Actually, losing the buff here is pretty
Haven't you ever
harmful.
heard personal stories?
Do 5, 6. And so we have... When it enters, amass 2 orcs, which should be fine. Or actually, I like haste here. She doesn't have much power left either. Maybe there was like one more thing I could have done for 1 damage. Discards a card, sacrifice a creature, not going to happen yet. Come on, let this deck go on a good streak for once. I'm still going to lose somehow. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. You may cast that card until next turn, which most of my deck are goblins. In fact, everything in it besides the land I think is a goblin. Even, well... I mean, I have like a couple spells that summon goblins. So that's sometimes how I make decks. It's not for value, but it's thematically. Like, oh, I like hexproof, so I'll just do every hexproof minion in the game. And the only reason why I don't have that in the green deck is because I don't have enough of them, I guess, to really fit. A lot of people would probably really pine for the disenchant mechanic here, though. Like, I only want to play as green, let's say, so I'll disenchant every other card in the game. And even if it gives me like a 25% return on it, on the cost of what it would be to make them, you know, what if some of these cards I never want to use? It's a weird decision, but for me, maybe it's a blessing in disguise because I tend to destroy my collection that way too, because I'll keep doing it over and over, and then I'll regret it and be like, oh, I want to make something else that I just disenchanted. Okay, let's see which one does better here in this context. So this is a 1-game win streak with the Goblins. This is obviously a very hodgepodge deck, but this wouldn't be the sort of deck that's that expensive to make either. In fact, I was almost complaining about that, but in a good way. Like, I have a Mythic Wild card, but I don't have any gold. So I had to wait till I got some from buying packs, which I've rarely ever done. Like just buying it with gold straight out. I just normally get it from drafts or just from playing. From ranking up in the reward track, because clearly I always get so far in that. Gonna be some kind of heal buff shit yet again. At least it's a little bit different at the outset. You can make him unblockable. When it enters, it deals, or when it gets blocked, it deals 1 damage to each creature blocking it, which means we can just attack with impunity here. The 3 stuff I can't really play because you'd have to sack him to do it. That's fine. So I could attack into either of these and they wouldn't be able to do anything. That's pretty sexy too, actually. So just attack, or I shouldn't attack yet. That is a very good effect, but it always lets you do it to itself, but obviously that's pointless. Okay, this is going to be annoying too. I don't have any kind of removal for minions. I don't have any kind of removal for enchantments or planeswalkers or anything, so I'm kind of just screwed whenever you do that. Indestructible. If it's less than 5, it's not a creature. When you gain life, put a +1/+1. Another creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Like, it's just way too good for me to deal with this kind of deck, at least. You can already tell you're going to lose, like, right there, unless I rush him down really crazy. I think it's very unlikely to happen. Create a 2/2 whenever it attacks. Create a treasure token. Let's just go for this and try to attack. Or I guess we could do this too. Try to use this effect, which I can't do yet. Or like this is perfect because, well, at least you trade in. I made that whole God card green deck. Made them feel very less novel. Is it? This game is clearly a polytheistic religion instead of whatever. I forget what the other term is. Single God religion. Because you have like a million fucking God cards. And that one guy clowned me with it with the world tree. Like summon all the God cards in your deck. Meanwhile, he has like 40 of them. And that was the first time I ever learned that you could have more than the number of minions that appear to fit here. Because nobody had ever done that up to that point. But that was pretty early on in playing it. You discard 2 cards. If you do, you may draw 2 cards. Return it transform it under your control. It's only a 2/2. That should be an emote in any card game, like a 2/2 outfit to match whenever somebody is talking about a 2-mana, whatever, 2-mana 2/2 minion. So I should have done the effect, which I fucked up. Damn it, I don't think you can do it in the middle of combat like some of them. The lifelink alone is going to be super annoying. Gain 1 life. That's not a very efficient effect, all things considered, but at least it sort of guarantees it. This is nothing I can do. Like, why even? I don't like to resign, but there's just nothing here. You're never going to be able to rush him down. You can't deal with the healing. I can't deal with the indestructible. There's just a lot of mechanics that I just have no answer for, which, to be fair, is most of the mechanics in the game. Like, oh my god, an enchantment, a planeswalker, a good statted minion. Okay, dude, hurry up. It's +0 first strike. I mean, +1. Okay, whatever. Just for the sake of time, let's just do the green one. Not even trying to sabotage my Goblin deck, but it wasn't really that good. But it's still arguably better than that stupid Sarkhan one. Because dragons are always such garbage value. But that's not really his fault. It's just the nature of how dragons are, right? They're just a bad archetype, stat-wise. You have to make something very specific to make them playable or whatever. And again, half the cards just revolve around reducing their cost, which you might think is a good thing, but you shouldn't have to do that in the first place. Okay, this will be the last set, last color, so if I lose, then that's it for today. Can we get to the 15-win threshold or not? But that's not a very good hand because you need some mana-generating minions, or at least that's acceptable. That card alone has won me a couple games, though, because they're so relying on, oh, let me hide my minions behind the fact that you can't attack them and hope that you don't have removal, which I guess a lot of people don't have a ton of it. But that completely negates that whole mechanic of the game, so it's the only card that I know of that actually does that, really. This is good, but you're not going to have enough for the 2/1. So hooray, I can play a 5-mana 2/5. Totally worth it. Totally in there because of the value and not just because I like the mechanic and I'm trying to get a variety of cards that fit into it. This is clearly an optimally built deck. Trying to remind me of all the traumatic events of that playthrough with the fucking... We're talking about the Barons now after talking about Goblins. So Rexian the Awakening enters the battlefield, incubate 4. Rexian you control have Vigilance. Yeah, we don't see that toxic mechanic really all that much. We need one more source of blue, which could be another one of her. It could be another one of the, could be one of the carotid. And if we get that out there, I feel he's a lot more confident. Doesn't mean you're guaranteed to win. A lot of time the hexproof stuff does stay around, but then the reason why I still lose those games sometimes is that they just have too many things out there. So it doesn't matter, even if I, not even that effect, just in general. Like, wow, how could they deal with me having a 8/8 hexproof with trample? It's because they have like a million things on their board. You almost don't even notice this guy here, and you can't even interact with him, or you can. I mean, Galt is pretty good, and I could also do Rebuke. Not that I arguably even need to. In fact, I shouldn't even bother, because I'll save it for something better that he's sure to summon later. I'd love to get Wild Shape here to negate any destruction capability you might have. You know, I wish if you did this, it would translate to face, but it won't. It'll hold that attack, so it'll just end up doing nothing. For all creatures of mana value 2 or less. Now, how the fuck? Yeah, Wild Shape would have been nice. Like, come on, bro. So stupid. Free cost, but he paid the extra, obviously. I mean, it's fine, but now I'm just kind of screwed. I just need, like, the Carotid, but then I would need the Carotid and then something else, too, like a 4-attack minion. Vigilance when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1, transform the target incubator token. Or even that's still good. Yeah, so now the Carotid is desperately needed, and I do have 4 of them because it's such a good, important benchmark card. That's the only way you can deal with hexproof stuff, so you just wasted it on 2 non-hexproof minions in the, you know, the 10/10 and the 12/12. Yeah, it's like I totally have a pay-to-win crazy deck. Look at all these mythics and this and that, but this is a year's worth of free-to-play play, although not like you're playing every day or that much, but still. The Rebuke could be pretty good here, but I can't even do it. When it enters the battlefield, yeah, I even talk about bullshit pay-to-win stuff. Not that anything is pay-to-win in a card game, but just like he wants to treat me back with his own mythic. For each card, blah, blah, blah. The one thing you'll notice, though, with my decks, no matter how good some of the card quality might seem, is that they never have really synergies to them. They might have a theme to them, but like there's no real combo or win condition or anything like that typically in any of these. That's why PvZ Heroes actually suits me in a way, because it's a game that just doesn't have that many cards, so it ends up being like you are playing on the board for the most part. There are some combos, there are some sort of things that you're playing for, but it's not like there's instant win conditions or too many infinite loops and things like that. Even an OTK isn't really I mean, obviously it's a win condition in a sense, but it's not the same as like a Mecha'thun or something very contrived like that. I could block and Rebuke, but I don't want to. I could get out Galta here. I could do a lot. Fuck's sake. I could kill the 5/5 here. Vigilance Trample whenever deals damage to it. That source's controller takes that many, sacrifice that many permanents. Oh yeah, this guy's kind of insane. Whenever a source deals damage to it, they sacrifice that many permanents. Either I'm giving up lands or I'm giving up minions. Even if I hit you with this, it'll still do it. Also one I got in one of my first drafts. I've done more drafts than maybe the 10k ones would make it seem, but I've only done 2 10k drafts ever in a whole year, but because I sort of avoided them at the beginning because I was doing them just for the sake of it. And again, if you perform badly, like maybe I was doing in a lot of them, it feels kind of like, you know, okay, I did a 2k draft and I go 2 and 3, so it's not that big of a deal because I only lost 2k. Or if I, you know, do that with like, a 5K draft, it still doesn't feel that bad. So even though I'm not getting the cards, I'm also able to play the mode, and I just like the aspect of drafting and playing in that format, period. I'm not really doing it for anything, aside from the expectation of, like, you know, being able to, you know, do well enough that you can do it again and get, like, a rebate on it. Or you should give up, yeah, sacrifice 6 permanents. Fuck you, dude. That is such an insane effect. It even tried to destroy the other one, but then it came back. It couldn't even process what was happening. Okay, fine. So how far did we actually get? Like rank 10, rank 11? We almost did that. I'm almost just very curious to see what would happen if you get to 15 in there. I feel like nothing happens. I've probably done it at least once before. I have certainly an excess of gold. Like once you get to 15, it'll just stop giving it to you. I almost did enough there. I'm only at rank 11 though, so this pretty much shows you for sure there's no fucking way, unless they all only require like a fixed amount, like 1,000, but it can't be. Completing quests and weekly daily wins in standard play. Additional XP may be available in certain special events or limited time queues. So in 2 weeks, we've only gotten to rank 11. So we would have, like, let's say 10 more weeks. It seems maybe doable, but somehow it just isn't going to happen. The next time it should get always to rank 15. Then the next time it should get to like rank 20. It's just going to be hard. That's the main thing I care about this time. This expansion or whatever is just either we'll get this one or no, I've already committed to get this one. Right, because you need 3 more. This one I didn't like, even though I love green. That one's pretty good. Green and white were like at the bottom. This one's like in the middle. These two are at the top. This one's actually pretty badass too. That is so good though. Okay, see you tomorrow.